Hey, what's up you guys, Aftershare Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Stargate SG-1. This is Season 9, Episode 12. Let's get into the episode. I think maybe you got some anger issues you gotta like work out, my guy. Maybe we just like don't hit women.
What the hell's going on?
Colonel Mitchell.
Yeah, what happened?
He's already guilty, I believe it. He's a fucking main character, and I'm like, nah, that bitch. Yeah, he's guilty.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we just had him like tied up.
Placing you under arrest for the murder of Dr. Ray Varick.
But we haven't like, cut off this crime scene. Like, the shit can be tampered with. I think the name Beau's really weird. Like, look at the way that it's spelled. B-A-U... No, B... I don't even know. B-E-A-U? It's weird, dude. Why? Why would you name someone Beau? 24-hour before episode.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Emissary.
The committee just completed its deliberations.
You've chosen a new leader for the project.
Congratulations.
I'm honored.
Along with your new responsibilities, you will have a higher security clearance. You already know about the ring, of course.
Yes, sir.
What you don't know is that we've used it to visit over a dozen inhabited worlds, and there may be thousands more out there.
My God.
As ambassador to those worlds, I've seen firsthand the kind of technologies that exist in the galaxy.
Colonel, how do you feel?
That's just weird. I was having a conversation with you. It was about a year ago, but we just met yesterday.
I was the one who had a conversation with Dr. Varick. What you experienced was my memory.
The memory was copied from the emissary's mind and spliced into yours.
Imagine your most brilliant surgeons or engineers instantaneously transferring the full memory of their education and experience to young students. You could
Okay,
conceivably cut
sounds
the
like
training
the
time from
NSA.
years to mere weeks.
And you say you adapted this technology from a Goa'uld memory device?
That's correct.
If you don't mind our asking, where did you get your hands on one?
This planet has been under the protection of the Asgard for many generations, but it was originally occupied by the Goa'uld. That device was discovered by archaeologists over 100 years ago. But it wasn't until recently that our understanding of the technology advanced to the point where we could create the memory transfer. It was Dr. Varick who made the final breakthrough.
The emissary's exaggerating.
The Asgard are busy rebuilding, which means they haven't been around to do much protecting. The Galerans feel like they need catch-up.
In all likelihood, that is the reason they are seeking a relationship with the Tauridi.
So what exactly do they want, aside from our goodwill and fellowship?
Well, right now they have no interstellar capability except for the gate itself. They've been working on hyperdrive technology, but without much success.
And they want to offer this memory device in exchange for our help.
Well, the emissary was reluctant to get into specifics. I think he wanted to whet our appetite for the technology before we started bargaining.
Well, it worked. The Joint Chiefs are already salivating over the idea of training jet pilots in a matter of days. We need to set up another meeting.
We've already been invited back for a reception in honor of the scientists who developed the implant technology.
I'm hoping they'll be dancing. Sir.
Rhea, wait.
Why wasn't I informed of this?
Excuse me.
You moved up the test schedule. And you selected a group of volunteers. When did this happen?
We've been very impressed with your progress. We thought it was time to take your research to its next level. You should take
And you
this as
thought
a
by
compliment.
I never
doing
saw the
that
test subjects
by
in
not
military
telling?
officers. How should I take that?
This is still a classified operation.
You gave me your personal assurance this project would remain under civilian control.
And so it has. The military is simply making their contribution.
Well, I've seen what those contributions can lead to.
You're overreacting, and in any case, this is hardly the place to discuss it.
This conversation isn't over.
Freya, wait up. What was all that about?
I should have seen this coming. They're going to take the project away from me.
Why would they do that? You're the one that figured it out.
Which means they no longer need me.
I might be able to help you out.
What do you mean?
Well, obviously, your government is keen on forming a relationship with mine. That gives us some leverage.
You'd use your influence to help me.
I could try.
Maybe you could do me a favor and walk me home? It's not far, but I don't like to walk alone at night. Don't they have crime on your planet?
Oh, yeah. Don't move. The night the emissary told you that to put you in charge of the project, he came here, right?
That's right.
I mean, I know I've never been here before, but I recognize this place.
Then you know where the drinks are. Help yourself. And pour me one, too.
Emissary, what's going on? Where's Colonel Mitchell?
He's been taken into custody.
Why?
He killed Dr. Varick.
What?
He killed Dr. Varick.
That's insane.
When we found him, his blood alcohol level was extremely high. I suspect it was probably some kind of unpremeditated crime of passion. We all know they left the reception together.
That's hardly evidence.
We also found her blood on his hands and his fingerprints on the murder weapon. But most importantly, he confessed.
Cam, what happened?
I don't know.
It wasn't you, okay? These people can implant memories.
I've been trying to tell myself the same thing all morning. It doesn't stop me from still seeing her face. What if I told you everything that happened to you yesterday was a false memory? How would you know the difference?
Interesting conundrum.
We need to talk about the so-called evidence you have against Colonel Mitchell.
That won't be necessary. Colonel Mitchell is free to return to Earth.
What?
I'm trying to convince the cabinet to maintain your diplomatic status, but I may not succeed.
Wait a minute. If they think I'm guilty, why are they letting me go?
They believe it is in the best interests of interplanetary relations to put this difficult business behind us as quickly and as quietly as possible.
Colonel Mitchell has been falsely accused.
Which means there still could be a murderer out there.
Let's be realistic here. Very few people have access to the memory device. Even fewer have the skills to manipulate it in this manner, and none that I can think of have any motive. Colonel Mitchell should be grateful. Under our rules of evidence, he would be convicted of this crime.
I should be grateful to walk away and have this memory stuck in my head for the rest of my life?
All right, then. If you agree to close the matter, we can have the incident removed from your mind and replace it. On the other hand, if you insist on a full investigation, I won't be able to protect you. If the evidence continues to point to your guilt, you will be subject to the full force of our laws, and the penalty for murder is death.
We need to be really careful here. We have no idea how their legal system works. We don't know what kind of rights.
Sam, I need to do this. I want to know what really happened.
You said the emissary offered to have the memory removed.
Well, he'd still know that she'd been killed, and I'm sure he'd be curious why no one had been held accountable for it.
He's taking an awful chance.
And he
I believe it highly
cared about the
unlikely
woman.
that the Galerans would execute Colonel Mitchell. It would severely hinder the possibility of future relations with the Tari.
Sir, I've already spoken to Dr. Morrell. He says they can use the implant technology to determine if the memory's genuine or not.
I don't want him hooked up to that damn machine again without one of you present.
Brain activity is extremely fluid. We can't read a memory like opening a drawer and pulling out a file. Patterns shift and mutate. One memory colors another.
That's why it's so difficult to create a successful graft. You have to be careful not to cause too many inconsistencies.
All right, Colonel. We need to establish a baseline. What I've done is identify a series of key memories from your childhood. These are seminal moments. They stand out like signposts, and they influence everything that came after them. I'm gonna activate one now.
You all right?
Yeah, it's just weird.
What are you seeing?
I'm in the VA hospital where they brought my father right after his accident.
He was a test pilot, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the first time I saw him after the crash. Scared the hell out of me to see him like that. Somehow he made it seem that everything was going to be okay.
We're moving into a related memory now?
It's a couple of months later. We're watching the launch of the first space shuttle.
Go, baby, go! What do you think of that, Cam? Space planes. I tell you what, if they can pull that off, the least I can do is walk again, right?
Well done, Colonel.
So what's next?
With this data, we should be able to precisely calibrate the equipment, and then comes the hard part.
We'll need to run through your memories of the murder. We may have to do it several times.
Great.
Teal'c, Dr. Jackson, what can I do for you?
We've got a problem. This data file was supposed to contain all materials relevant to the murder investigation, but large sections of Dr. Varick's personal records have been deleted.
Well, she was involved in a number of our most top-secret projects. The deletions were made in the interest of national security, but I'm sure there's nothing in the missing material that has any bearing on the investigation.
How are we to be certain?
Because I'm telling you.
And we can trust you. Why?
We must be missing something.
We've been through it 3 times.
What's the problem?
Well, maybe we should run another
It's
diagnostic.
not gonna change the result. I need some air.
So far, we can't find any evidence that the memory is false. According to these results, Colonel Mitchell really did murder Dr. Varick.
I told you did it.
Dr. Morrell, you have to continue with the analysis. Please. You know he didn't do this.
That's not what the machine says.
I know Dr. Varick was your friend.
She was more than that, Colonel. She was my wife. We've been separated for 2 years. Guess I was still hoping there might be I can't help you.
I'm sorry about Rhea. She told me she'd been married. She didn't tell me it was you.
Would it have made any difference?
I didn't kill her.
No.
Even if I wanted to help you, there's nothing more I can do.
Why not?
Well, as you know, we used Colonel Mitchell's own memories to establish a comparative standard, and normally that should have been enough to identify any false readings, but we were unable to do so, which means either the memory is genuine or the transfer was so expertly done that the ordinary methods of detecting it are useless.
What other methods are there?
Well, the only way would be to compare what happened the other night with a genuine memory of similar content and emotional resonance. So unless Colonel Mitchell's made a habit of killing innocent people, we're out of options.
I may have what you need. Hook me up.
What are we looking at?
The emotional resonance pattern of this memory is very similar to that of Dr. Varick's murder.
Mustang leader, this is Mustang 3. Do we have a confirmation on the target yet?
Negative, Mustang 3. AWACS reports we're still waiting on intel. Maintain cap.
I have tally 3 vehicle convoy, just like the man said.
We're still trying to confirm that the target is in the convoy.
AAA on my 3, breaking left.
His heart rate just shot up, breathing shallow.
How is this remotely similar?
Not exactly the friendly skies out here, boys and girls. Can I get a confirmation on that target?
You are cleared hot. Repeat, you are cleared hot.
Are you sure about this?
That's affirmative. Bump up to 1500 for reacquisition.
Weapon is armed. On the way.
Mustang 3, aboard, aboard.
What? No. The bomb is away. What the hell's going on, Mustang leader?
We've lost confirmation on the target.
You gotta be kidding me.
Can you confirm hit?
Target is destroyed.
Sorry about that, Captain. We were relying on local Allied intelligence. Obviously, someone dropped the ball.
Who was the target? Was he in the convoy or not?
Don't do this to yourself.
Who was in the convoy, sir?
As far as we know, it was a group of refugees. This wasn't your fault.
That doesn't change the fact that I have to live with it for the rest of my life.
Please tell me you got what you need.
We're analyzing the results now. Just give us a few moments.
You okay?
No.
It worked. The new data indicates that the memory of Rhea's murder was implanted.
I'll inform the emissary.
Hang on a second. We may have proved that I didn't kill her, but we're not finished, not by a long shot. I have to know who did it. And I'm not leaving here until we find out.
What exactly are we looking for?
Because we know the memory was implanted, we can expect to find anomalies, little moments where the brain is simply incapable of dealing with the inconsistencies that arise as a result of the graft. Often these take the form of missing time or sudden changes in the identities of people around us.
I understand Dr. Morell and Dr. Amuro were able to determine that the memory was an implant. I must say, I'm relieved. A trial could have been extremely detrimental to relations between our worlds.
Not to mention inconvenient for Colonel Mitchell.
Yes.
I thought we weren't going to tell anyone or whatever.
I'm sure he'd like to return to Earth as soon as possible.
Actually, he's still in the lab.
Colonel Mitchell believes that an analysis of the false memory could prove useful in determining the true identity of the murderer.
I'm sorry. But I won't allow it.
Because it was you?
We've already been more than generous in putting our most important scientists and facilities at your disposal to determine Colonel Mitchell's innocence. But now it's time they got back to their research.
Look, all we're asking for is a little more time.
The project is already behind schedule. Dr. Morell is the most qualified to lead the research now, and his new responsibilities preclude him from participating in this investigation anymore.
Colonel Mitchell was assaulted. His memories were manipulated against his will, and an innocent woman was murdered. Now, I've only worked with the guy a short period of time, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to let this one go. And if you want to get in his way, let's just say, when it comes time to decide if we want to pursue this relationship, his opinion's going to carry a lot of weight.
Cam?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure you want to continue this? It's possible that there are no anomalies or that they could be buried so deep we'll never find them even if we go over it 100 times.
It's the least I can do for now. Let's keep going.
There. You see it?
Yes.
What is it?
It's what we've been looking for. Colonel Mitchell, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We've identified a point in the memory where we think there may be an anomaly. I'm gonna activate it now. I want you to tell me what you see.
I'm in the house. I'm walking down the hallway. Whoa. No, well, I've lost it. Go back.
Just a minute.
Stop. There. Can you run it again? Maybe slow it down a little. I see my reflection in the mirror. But the face is blurry.
It's an anomaly. If the reflection in the mirror is not your own, your brain can't deal with it. That's why it's blurred.
Can you clean it up?
I think so.
What did you see? Who was it?
It was him.
Are you sure?
Positive. It was Morell.
That's impossible. If he killed her, why would he be helping us? I mean, he wanted to reveal the identity of the murder more than anyone.
What if he doesn't know?
What, you're saying he killed her and then implanted the memory in Colonel Mitchell?
And then erased it from his own mind?
Is that possible?
Theoretically, yes.
This is insane. I loved her.
But she left you, didn't she? And you never got over it. Then you saw me leave the party with her.
It's impossible.
Well, there's one way to find out for sure. If he really did erase his own memory, he would have had to replace it with something else. We can check for anomalies the same way we did with Colonel Mitchell.
Go ahead. He won't find anything.
We found that he had 2 identical memories. One from the night of the murder and one from several nights before. Except no 2 memories are exactly the same. It's like signatures. When they're identical, that's when you know that they've been forged. As far as he knows, he was in bed sleeping the whole time.
He didn't just want to fool us, he wanted to fool himself. To get rid of the guilt.
And that's what did him in.
We're done. I've erased the implants. You should no longer have the image of killing Dr. Varick in your mind, but all of your genuine memories should be intact.
Dr. Amuro. And you must be our visitors from Earth.
Are you all right?
Well, no. Obviously, you've heard what happened to Rhea. To be honest, I still can't believe she's really gone. But I talked it over with the emissary, and we both agreed that the best thing for me now is to get back to work. It was nice to meet you.
What the hell is this?
He thinks she died in an accident. And he'll continue to think that for the rest of his life.
You're just gonna let him get away with murder?
He doesn't know he killed her. There was no way to recover that memory.
And that's supposed to make it okay?
It was for the good of the project. And Dr. Varick would have understood that.
I don't think she would have. Now that guy knows he's like working with a fucking killer, like... Could be a pattern that happens, like,
Colonel Carter told me what you had to do to prove your innocence. Something about reliving a difficult memory. Of course,
why are you wearing a jacket
she
that's
didn't know
very
what it was
similar
all
to him?
about. She hasn't read your service record like I have.
I hadn't thought about it in a long time. But I guess something like that never goes away, does it?
No.
When it happened, I almost resigned my commission.
I'm glad you didn't.
I understand how you feel. But leaving the Air Force won't change what happened. Won't make it feel any better.
You know, you suck at pep talks, Dad.
Well, I'm just being realistic. What else are you gonna do? Become an airline pilot? Fly the New York DC shuttle 5 times a day? Mow the lawn on Sundays?
That doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, well, for someone else, maybe, but not for you. It'd been easier if you'd grown up to be more like your mother. But you're just like me. Always looking to the horizon, always looking for something more.
I'm not like you, Dad. Not that strong.
No, that's where you're wrong, kid. You just don't know it yet.
In memory of Jeff Upton. I don't know who that is. Who's Jeff Upton? Jeff Upton. Kate Upton's father. Chief lighting technician. Okay. Hey, what's up you guys? Quick interruption here. As you are no doubt aware, these past few years have been tough on all of us. And there are some things that none of us can hide from. The cost of living, for instance, food and things like electricity, gas, and water have all gone up and they continue to go up. Now, I don't really like to advertise this, but in order to afford keeping the lights on, the camera running, and to be able to provide you guys with new content like this very edit, for example, I feel I need to let you guys know about how you can help support the channel and myself. I have a Patreon that if you pledge to, you're helping support the channel, and in return, you can get a vast amount of content that you wouldn't regularly get on YouTube, such as full unedited reactions to my regular content, a ton of other shows and movies that you probably don't even know that I've reacted to. A link to this can be found in the description below, and it really does help the channel by keeping me and my very cute cats alive. Think of the cats. If you're interested, you can also check out our website, which is also linked below. Perhaps there's some shows and movies there that you didn't even know that I reacted to, but you always wanted to see. Please know, pledging is entirely your own choice, of course. You're welcome to stay here on YouTube and wait for the edits to come out. No worries. I'm not going anywhere. More edits are coming. I understand not everyone is in the position to support creators, but any help is welcome. Anyways, thank you for your continued support, whether it's through YouTube or on Patreon. You guys are the best. Now please, enjoy the rest of the video. Well, that was a pretty decent episode. It was a very good, like, Mitchell building episode, like building on his character and his memories and what he is like as a character. I don't think we're going to wrap up whether or not we were going to work with them still, but I assume not. Because, like, if we can implant memories and all that kind of stuff, that just fucks up the whole legal system even further. Like, you point a finger at a person and you're like, he's the one that done it, and then you just put that memory in there, and then he's like, I guess I did. You know?
No. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one.